Dr. Lisa Gordon coming to you from the Natural Health Improvement Center, and I don't know if I'm live. I think I am. Um, I want to talk to you today about cholesterol myths and truths, and want to let you know that with the holidays coming up, it's important for us to figure out what we want to eat and how we want to take care of our bodies. So I thought this might be a good subject for us to talk about today. And with cholesterol, a lot of people are really scared because they go and they get their lab work done and the number comes up as over 200 and they get really scared because they're they're told that they need to lower that cholesterol because it's not good and it's dangerous and it's going to cause heart attacks. Well, heart attacks are really not always caused by a cholesterol number. The cholesterol is divided into various types of fat in the body. So there are triglycerides and there are what we call good fats and bad fats, high density lipoproteins and low density lipoproteins, and they're broken down even further than that. And the balance is very important. So somebody who has a very high total cholesterol, let's call it high, maybe even a 260 or something like that, but their good cholesterol is really high and their bad cholesterol is really low. And I don't really like those terms because it is more complex, but just for the sake of discussion, we can call it good and bad cholesterol. But let's say their good cholesterol is high. Well, that's a really good thing because cholesterol is really important in the body. Cholesterol is very important for our body's ability to make vitamin D, for instance, and other hormones. Did you know that vitamin D is actually a hormone and not necessarily a vitamin? That's why we say, well, go out into the sun and get your vitamin D. Well, sunlight plus cholesterol goes through a process, and that's how you get your vitamin D. There are also all the rest of the hormones are fat dependent. So we need to have cholesterol. We need to have good cholesterol in our bodies in order to have healthy hormones. We also need good cholesterol in our bodies so that we can fix boo-boos in our arteries and veins. And that's where the problem comes up when they say, well, cholesterol causes heart attacks. So it's a little bit more complicated than that. In fact, the thing that really causes the problems in the arteries and the veins in lots of places in the body is inflammation. And a lot of people know about inflammation, and some people even know that one of the main things that causes inflammation is eating sugar in the diet because the body doesn't really understand sugar. And so if we have a diet that's high in sugar, we're going to have inflammation throughout our bodies, and that inflammation in the arteries and veins it's almost like it has little cuts in the irritation causes little cuts almost in the veins and the arteries of the body. So what comes to the rescue? What do you need when you have a cut? You need a Band-Aid. So what happens is that the body uses cholesterol as that Band-Aid. And so the Band-Aid that's put down in the artery, let's say, is cholesterol. So then you have a little puff of a little plaque, really, of cholesterol over what's the boo-boo. The boo-boo. Now the boo-boo heals. Let's say you don't have any more sugar, you don't have any more inflammation, or for sugar and other reasons for inflammation. Let's say you've solved the inflammation problem, you don't have the inflammation anymore. Well, the Band-Aid gets to get taken off so that plaque doesn't stay there. And then you have clear arteries again. But generally what happens with our diet is that we eat a lot of foods that are inflammatory, that are inflaming to the body. So we have lots of injury in the body, including in the veins and the arteries. And so it's like Band-Aid after Band-Aid after Band-Aid. And that's what causes the hardening of the arteries because you have cholesterol after cholesterol after cholesterol being laid down because it's injury after injury after injury, and that narrows the arteries and the veins, and then that causes problems in the cardiovascular system. So it's not actually the cholesterol that's causing the problem. But it's the reason that the cholesterol is there in the arteries is that it's doing its job. Thank you for it, really, because otherwise you would just have a lot of injury to your body without any healing. So that's not to say that if you have a cholesterol that's up over 400 or some really high number, there are certain people who actually need to have medication to bring their cholesterol down. Most of us can handle it and can get to a really healthy cholesterol by eating a good diet. So the first thing that needs to happen is that we need to minimize the sugar in our diet, because if we have sugar, the sugar goes to the liver. The liver makes cholesterol that isn't in a healthy balance. So if we have too much sugar in our diet, then the liver is going to get confused, and it's going to go, it's not really confused, it's doing its job, but it ends up putting out cholesterol and fats that are not healthy for the body. So, in my practice, what I'm really interested in doing is finding out why things happen. So, is it possible for you to be healthier by giving your body exactly what it needs, finding out what it doesn't need, and finding out what's hindering your health and what's helping your health, and then doing the things that are helpful to you and not doing the things that are not helpful to you? So another example, not necessarily having to do with cholesterol, but it would affect the cholesterol, is, let's say you had the option of either being sedentary or getting exercise. Well, obviously getting exercise is a better idea than never getting exercise and sitting on the couch all day long every single day. You need to move. Your blood needs to move. Your muscles need to move. You're going to be healthier in many, many ways if you exercise than if you don't exercise. So that's one way that you can do what's helping you and not what's hindering you. So not what's hurting you. In other words, hindering meaning hurting you. So it's very important for us to stay healthy, and handling the diet will help us to have healthy fats in our body, healthy cholesterol levels. There's no real magic number about this. The magic number of 200 might be perfect for some people, and it might be perfect to have a higher cholesterol for some people. In fact, too low a cholesterol, as you could probably discern by what I've taught you already today, could be very dangerous also. So let's say you don't have enough cholesterol in your body, you're not going to be making the hormones in a healthy way. You're not going to be able to put that Band-Aid down when you do have damage in an artery or a vessel of your body. So cholesterol is really one of the most important things that we have. And yes, it is important to have it be at a healthy balance. So if you're interested in learning more about your health, please feel free to give me a call. The number is 667-240-2923. And the way that I like to work is to have a free phone consultation with you over the telephone or even over video, and get started that way, because this practice might be perfect for you or for somebody that you know and love, and it might not be. So if we can find that out, we can find out if you are a good match for this practice. I like to treat people who have decided to become well. And if you have decided to become well and you're willing to do what it takes so that you can avoid unnecessary medications and unnecessary surgeries, get healthier, and sometimes I like to even think of it as age backwards. I know that I, at 63 years old, feel a heck of a lot better than I felt at 55. And it's because I know so much now about exactly what my body needs. And that's what I do for people. So if you're interested in learning more about how you can be healthy, give me a call again at 667-240-2923. And I would love to talk with you and see if this is the right place for you to get the health care that you deserve. See you later. This is Dr. Lisa Gordon at the Natural Health Improvement Center signing off. Bye bye.